Hello everyone and welcome to QualityOldGames. Today we are starting a new extreme difficulty campaign, and this time as Julii. And the difficulties will be very hard and there will be some special rules. So first of all, we are not actually controlling these regions. They belong to Brutii and Scipii now. We have Hibernia and Tara at our disposal. So, and we are not allied with other Roman factions. And I guess how deep that goes depends a bit on my modding capabilities. I know it's not perfect, but at least we are not kind of sharing vision and they are doing their own things in Italy. So, first of all, we need to build Tara over there, and perhaps we will actually go onwards and I will explain as we go. So, our first task as a grand plan is to get Tara growing enough so that we could actually gain access to a port. So the population is quite small, and I think we want to hire and disband mercenaries. And let's see about, so that guy is going to be on charge of Tara. Okay, looking a bit better. So the first phase of the plan is to grow Tara so that we can build a port and then get at least some troops to take the rest of the British Isles for us. Then we will move southwards to take on Gaul and Spain, and actually geographically try to take all of the areas of Gaul and Spain. And as there is a special requirement for this campaign, so that I cannot use any other units than, of course, bodyguard, one per army, but Hastati and Equites until I capture Rome. So taking Rome is kind of essential, and from Spain the plan is to leapfrog to Palma, from there to Caralis, and from there to Rome. And of course all of this happens on a timer because of those unit requirement special rules. If Marian reforms happen, we are in big trouble because, well, we have no units to train anymore. And by the way, thanks for the special rules for channel member Napoleon Complex. So the channel membership allowed him to make that kind of special rule set for this campaign. And of course that adds an extra spice of difficulty. By the way, I modded the faction to have a bit more money, because otherwise, as I tested it, the city would grow so slowly that we would have a deficit of 20,000, and as the family grows, we would have more and more deficit. And oh, actually, we cannot train peasants. That would have been so useful. But yeah, so let's actually send this guy out if we happen to have some mercenaries at some point. So some diplomatic information. Carthage and Greeks, these are at war. So as you can see, we are taking kind of financial losses all the time. The settlement is growing a bit by bit. So I'm really hoping that we could get another mercenary unit rather soon. And absolutely no marriages in this family at the moment. So 1500. Land clearance. So how can we make more losses that we have more farms? Well, the region is quite bad, to be honest. So yeah, I guess that's the reason. But I'm looking rather worriedly about our treasury, which hopefully, and actually this time I don't like new family members at all. So 1600, and we are taking about 1000 losses per turn. And it seems other Romans are at war with Gauls, no marriages. And as you can see, the modding isn't quite perfect here because, well, we could apply for Senate office. And that's excellent. So you go over there and let's disband, and we are at 1900. So a couple of turns only, hopefully. Okay, excellent. So now we just have to build that governor's villa, make sure that we are not making that much losses, so we could actually get across and begin to take new areas. It's rather imperative that we get that one by ream. So building the port will take a couple of turns, building the ship will take at least one more turn, and well, I think we should be able to do it. Though, is there a new family member? Yes, there is. I think our army will look like quite general heavy at the beginning. And what to build? I think we want to have Hastati, of course. Moving them around will be quite slow, so perhaps stables and Equites will be the way to go. Provided we can actually train something, and I wouldn't mind losing the diplomat and the spy because, well... So, the faction leader will go first. We can actually even have some mercenaries, but perhaps we are not going to hire them quite just yet. If we can hire them on the other side here, then things will look a bit better. It will take one more turn. Oh, there are mines already. Well, that's nice. And you guys can come aboard. And then you, and from Tara, I think you guys will be leaving as well. So, I mean, the settlement looks a bit weird. I think that's because of the modding and perhaps not the exact quality of it. But yeah, so I think if we want to actually do something with the money, perhaps communal farming actually might be good, and, well, nothing else. But I think the money is kind of better saved over there. And I think we might actually be ready to attack. Oh, next turn. So, is it actually so that the Romans are already at war with Egypt? Because that's quite interesting. So let's have the spy going to Eburacum. That's a bit tougher nut to crack. You can help with the siege. And the diplomat is here. And there are some Breton forces at Londinium. And actually, we might want to... Well, I guess we can transfer all of these across at one go. So, I don't think we actually have the money to train any Equites. But, yeah, that's how it is. And this guy actually has Drill Master, so we are going to transfer that troop over there. And then we will lay the siege again over there. And this actually has quite nice traits. And here we will move that mercenary captain to faction leader as well. Though he is actually quite old. So would it be better to actually transfer the retinue to younger family members? And I think we could send actually a couple of these more onwards towards Eburacum. Okay, and Londinium doesn't have a port at least yet. But I think we are going to charge Deva. What kind of defenses they do have in there? Shouldn't be big enough. Oh, and in case something goes awry, it would be handy to have a ship over there. But I guess we just have to go for it. So a kind of a priority at the moment is to get actually troop production going, because of that, because of the timer we kind of have. So that's rather essential. And I think we actually need to preserve this barbarian mercenary unit, because, well, we are not going to have any other troops in near future until we get a bit more settlements. Most likely we need to get Eburacum and Londinium before we can actually get that troop production going. Perhaps some odd troops can be recruited if we, for instance, demolish some buildings, but otherwise, and that's Warband and Woad Warriors. That Warband actually isn't nice since we mostly have cavalry. So I think our faction leader should circle around. Oh, don't go there. Or perhaps, okay, so the Warband came chasing after us. Run. Okay, so you guys charge from the rear and hopefully break them. Shaken. Perhaps I need to bring the warband here as well. And I'm glad that that one guy decided to join in, because if he had remained there, then this unit would have been unbreakable. It looks rather unbreakable now as well, but I think we should have this. Okay, they are breaking. Good. So that's the biggest threat down. And perhaps one question is, should we actually start to train another general to be kind of the main general in here? So let's do a charge from the rear. Okay, they are taunting, so they should have rather nice attack bonus. But perhaps that won't help against rear charge. Okay, that's some nice casualties we are inflicting. If they were not in the city center, they would have broken. Oh, come on. So much for that. So, I should have moved the retinue. Still, I think it's going to be a victory. We don't need to care about these guys any longer because, well, they are practically already dead. Yeah, well, at least it's a bit lower upkeep this way. But yeah, this battle was nothing to write home about. And I think we will occupy it because perhaps we can get a bit more money that way. Because money is the issue at the moment. So we should try to get a proper general. And I think this guy actually, yeah, he's the man for this job. And I guess this guy will be the one leading the charge. So let's bring the warband over there, and this guy will hold Deva until we get this proper governor in place. And actually it seems we are starting to make some money. So that's always nice. And apparently, yeah, we are not going to fight against chariots with only one general. So you go over there and hopefully get things under control. And I think we will actually demolish at least that one, perhaps this one as well. So in order to get culture penalties minimized and perhaps increase the public order a bit. So
engage the enemy. Besieging settlement, sir. Settlement under siege, sir. General, onward. Ready to ambush. Prepare for battle. Begin the siege. Besieging settlement, sir.
should I actually
Besieging settlement, sir. Settlement under siege.
disband the fleet? Perhaps I should, because it's costing some money. And I think we can actually build more ships when we need. So it's imperative to get the monetary things to work. Shrine to Andrasta, I don't think we will actually demolish it straight away. Okay, so this is going to be a tough battle. Basically, we need this mercenary unit to beat Prasutagus. And then I think our generals should be able to deal with that warband, or those warbands. And what scraps that remain of the warband. So the enemy general is somewhere, and I ideally hope that... Okay, so it's not actually us controlling those reinforcements. It seems I blundered a bit. So that's of course one way to make the campaign more difficult. I mean, most likely the AI will YOLO charge those generals to chariots. Of course that will mean a bit less upkeep for us, but still I think it's a rather bad trade. Okay, good. And the idea was that it's actually our infantry that's going against enemy cavalry instead of the other way around. So let's try to make sure that these guys are not rallying anytime soon. The chariots are coming, these are eager, and they're actually doing okay-ish. But I think we should try to break them rather soon. We don't need to worry too much about that warband anymore. Okay, they're breaking. Good. And now just hunt them down, and you guys form a line there and do that fast. We need you to ready to face those chariots. And we need to pull you a bit back. shaken. Only shaken. Do I dare to use the bodyguard here? Perhaps I do. And it's victory. Great. That's an important victory. Really important. And also that we didn't lose any of the generals. So I think we actually have a rather good prospects in the campaign at the moment. Of course... Oh. Well, so much for not needing the ship. So, who will take charge of the settlement? Likes a drink. Well, not him in any case. And could we? Yeah, I think we can. Brigantia, public health bonus. I guess that's okay for now. We don't need to spend any money on there. I think we will actually demolish this one and get a shrine to Ceres. Instead, that will help the population growth. And I think our goal here is to get into that river crossing. That's a good defensive position, and even these meager armies can actually achieve something there. And we will need to build that ship. And we actually... Okay, we are starting to make 1000 per turn, so that's really nice. And we are ambushing Briton army. They're having already swordsmen. Perhaps we should try to weaken them. Even though we are having quite meager forces here, but bodyguard is always a bodyguard. And our ambush failed, but perhaps if they will begin to chase us, they will actually exhaust themselves. And thus... we could even perhaps break them. Then against swordsmen are not so nice opponents, and actually for a single bodyguard warbands are neither. But yeah, they are running rather nicely after us. So we just have to keep them running. Okay, they are winded. At least some of them. And winded. And we are still fresh. So I think the running competition is going rather nicely. I guess the campaign will be so difficult, at least it feels so at the moment, that we need to use every cheese in our disposal. Well, perhaps not corner camping in battles, but otherwise. Tired. Good. Tired. What about the final one? Tired. Excellent. Oh, and we are winded as well, so that's not so excellent. Very tired. Of course, perhaps we should try to snipe the enemy general. Of course, that's easier said than done. Are they exhausted already? So the next phase of this battle is to try to separate one unit from others. Okay, very tired. Warband is exhausted. This swordsman unit is exhausted. So let's see if we could get that warband running after us while another unit is not quite running just yet. Okay, it's going to be the swordsman apparently. Well, that's okay. Okay, warmed up. That's good. So let's take a bit of a distance so that we can actually get the charge going on properly. And we are actually luring them away from their general, so I think we might actually be able to break these guys. So let's charge and let's make sure that the general doesn't get killed. And hopefully this will have a good impact. Yeah, that's nice, and they are breaking. Excellent. So, now that they are running, I think... actually... Yep, I should... Oh, they're not breaking anymore. Well, that's too bad. And this is what one gets from using the triple speed too often. Well, the idea was to chase them down and then hit others, and a new idea was to hit others while they are panicking, because then they might break easier, but I think we will try to smash them again. And this time it didn't quite go as well as in the last time. The main strength of our army is that our troops will actually replenish, whereas theirs will not. So let's give it another go. And it might be feasible to just pull back in near future. Yeah, okay, they are breaking now. And I don't actually dare to make another charge until we can make sure that the general will survive. Then again, that would be a nice hit in the rear, but perhaps we can inflict some casualties on the fleeing units here, over here. So the main idea of this battle is to just inflict casualties, not to actually win it per se. Okay, well, that was bad. I think it's time to pull back. Perhaps if we could hunt down some of those fleeing enemies, that would be nice, but otherwise it's time... Oh, we cannot pull back. Oh. Well, that's sad. I thought that we could pull back. So I guess it's the other way around. They ambushed us. So we just have to break, I guess. And yeah, that's it. So we did diminish their numbers, and I think if they attack the second army, we should be doing okay. So now that we have the ship, I think it's actually high time to begin to ferry as many troops as possible across, and of course, yeah, that settlement thing over there causes some issues.
General, sir.
So we could take this river crossing, but The army over there is looking a bit menacing towards this settlement, so I think it's actually better to just try to annihilate this army altogether. And let's make sure that we can actually control the whole army. And now it's winter, so that's of course some additional issues for us.
The reinforcements are here. Send them to fight. Dishearten the enemy.
And once again, the idea perhaps is to try to separate some of the enemy units from others. Okay, and I'm having a bit too much game speed at the moment. So could we take on the warband? Let's try to, if we can take it now. It would be just fantastic, but I think, well, let's see. At least we will get a flanking charge. Well, that was good charge. They are wavering. If we can get another flank over here, that actually might do it. Well, that was just a horrible charge. Break. Okay, good. They are breaking. And let's try to make sure that they are not going to rally. You guys go after those swordsmen. And you hunt down that warband over there, and we can get a rear charge and hopefully break that unit as well. Okay, I think it's actually time to war cry. And that's it for that unit. And I think I will actually need you guys here. They are winded. That's not good. But perhaps if they get a rear charge, we can actually achieve something. And now it's time to hit them with everything we have. Of course, warband against swordsmen is not a great proposition, but we are actually routing them, and that's the end of this army. So, people at Eburacum can rest their knights in peace, at least for momentarily, as this threat has been eliminated. And I think that's it for the whole enemy army. Good. So now this army is a threat, but it's only warbands, and there are 2 chariot generals. And I'm training Equites. Well. Okay, so that might actually be 1 chariot general less if we play this properly. So I think we want to lure those chariots into a forest, and especially against that spear warband. So I guess this is the best forest at hand. And of course, forest will make our life a bit more difficult as well, but I think they might want to charge towards us. And the reinforcements are actually coming for once from the right direction. Okay, chariots are starting to fall. They are eager. More chariots falling. It seems they are actually pulling back at least a bit. Let's hope we could actually entice... Yeah, that's good. So they are turning to charge in again. Still steady. Perhaps we should bring the general a bit closer. Shaken. That's not good. And perhaps another war cry. Okay, now we are talking. Good. Really good. They are wavering, so perhaps actually I should get the cavalry into position to... Yeah, we need to catch them. Which of course is a bit risky, but... And perhaps actually not possible, but we need to try, because taking down the enemy warlord would be really important, but alas, that seems to be unreachable for us. But yeah, nice enough. So they will pull back to Londinium and be in full strength in a couple of turns.
General, boarding. Imperator, onward. Aye, Captain.
So is this guy a governor? Yeah, he's a governor. But this guy is more so, and so is this one.
General, move out.
So actually we cannot train anything in here because, yeah. Okay, we are training another unit of Equites in here, so I think we could boost economics and population growth by building that. I would give quite a lot from another mercenary warband. Oh, and actually perhaps not a trader, but militia barracks. Yeah, that's the way to go. And Londinium has a port. That's rather kind of them to build it. Now, of course, the question is, can we actually hold the bridge if they come at full force? Well, let's see. Okay, they're not charging, at least quite just yet.
Out of move, sir. Orders. Imperator. Onward! Fleet ready. Yes, Captain. Splitting the troops. Off the boats. Aye, aye,
And now let's build the trader.
out of move, sir.
It's actually Eburacum, it's doing better, so perhaps I should switch
Orders. March. Imperator. Forward.
these. So perhaps it will be better this way. Tax assessor, is it useless? No. Okay, good.
Imperator. Orders.
Okay, and here they come. Unfortunately, we have only 2 units in place, but that's only warbands, or rather 2 armies in place. And we have some nice command talent here as well. So perhaps, just perhaps, we might be able to break those warbands and perhaps annihilate the whole army. So there is another crossing over there. Let's see if they are. Did I actually take this for manual control? Yes, I did. Good.
But are they in time to take part in the battle?
So the idea is that infantry will take their head-on charge, whereas cavalry will hit from both flanks at the same time. And speaking of infantry, it's not looking very good in terms of our infantry, but that's what we have and we have to go with that. Okay, so they weren't all that eager to come across all at once. So it seems no help from the actual fjord over there. But we just have to fight the battle in the kind of old-fashioned way, like it were any other even ground. Oh, once again, always when it's this guy charging, the enemy manages to kind of surprise him. And let's keep a wary eye on the other units, enemy units over there. But this, yeah, that's it for this warband, and we don't want you guys to get too tired. So you can form up for another enemy unit while the bodyguard will take care of the remainder of that one. And oh, once again, too fast. And could we perhaps entice one of the units to chase after that one? Apparently not. Okay, these guys are coming. Good. Very good. So, are you coming? I guess. Okay, let's have the war cry. And then hit them. And you can lead this other unit away. And then we can get to face these. Oh, they are not actually turning around quite just yet. And perhaps we could bring the other cavalry unit to bear as well. Wavering. So perhaps could we could hit the flank over here. The unit formations are such. Okay, they're breaking. Good. So you get ready for the final battle and you get some rest over there and you hunt down the remaining warbands. And you need to use war cry, and we are about to have the final phase of this battle. Okay, so that's excellent. That's really excellent. Yeah, let's hunt down the flying rabbits. And that's quite a bit of the Briton strength down the drain, at least in the British Isles. And let's make sure that none of these units will be facing us in a battle in near future. So I'm a bit worried about our strength of that that barbarian mercenary unit, because now we will be facing 1 or 2 chariots and actually head hurlers as well. Okay, I think we will fight this battle nonetheless, because we just need to take another of those generals down. And if we can beat this army and actually make sure that they cannot reach Londinium, we can actually... I think we can take British Isles in this episode.
God be praised! The reinforcements are here! Send them to fight! Dishearten the enemy!
But it's always problematic when the enemy bodyguard is actually as big as the infantry we are supposed to engage them with. But I guess they are doing okay-ish, at least for the moment, and I think the bodyguard needs to pull back a bit. They are wavering, okay, so I guess the bodyguard needs... Oh, that's great! That's great! That's really great. Actually, I think the main goal of this battle has already been achieved. Okay, so the warband is routing. I think we will pull back. We will just pull back and let's hope you will survive. Is that head hurlers? Actually, I don't dare to engage them. I just don't dare. Because if we fail, then we might lose both of these generals. So I guess a strategic victory, even though it was a tactical loss. Let's put it that way. So now perhaps we cannot get the troops into position quickly enough. But at the very least, the enemy will have some issues at getting into position as well. Could we... Yeah, let's make another Equites. We just need to keep pumping those troops. And I think the main goal here is to try to wipe out at least those head hurlers. Then again, we have quite a lot of cavalry. So, and it's actually summertime. And it's... let's hope that Quintus doesn't go down. So we need to be active. And that's a bit of a shame. I mean, my guess is that he will be YOLO charging that warband over there. First with the general, and when he dies, then with the Equites. Looking bad. But perhaps those Equites will come in time to save the...
The general has fallen and caused his troops much heartache. Much better to have lived.
So, apparently, it was I who did the YOLO charging in here. But perhaps... Okay, that was great. And now that we actually needed Quintus to do the charging, he kind of rabbited out of it. Okay.
The enemy show their true virtue. They are not soldiers.
That was a bit frightening battle, to be honest. And perhaps I underestimated those head hurlers a bit, so loss of this general was a bit nasty thing. But at least, now it's only, mostly at least only, the enemy general. Perhaps he will be able to train one warband. Yeah, most likely. Or a new family member has emerged. So, time to begin training Hastati.
General, boarding
And
Disembark. Aye, aye, Captain. Imperative.
getting Londinium
Forward. No more moves,
will be
sir.
quite important. And we have mercenaries available, so...
The enemy.
And the gates are open.
Settlement under
So
siege,
that's one unit of Vote Warriors and the faction leader.
General. Forward.
Um,
General. Onward.
I think
Sir.
even though the gates are open, patience will pay off in here. So let's wait for one turn. Okay, they are actually charging. That's good news. And let's make sure that we control Decius Julius. And this might actually be the final battle of this episode. So we would have achieved phase 1 of this campaign.
Gods be praised! The reinforcements are here.
And the enemy
Send them to
general
fight.
will be coming
Dishearten
that way,
the
so I
enemy.
think we will try to beat those Vote Warriors with cavalry only. And then use the war bands, or war band, against the enemy general. Yeah, and they are breaking. Good. Oh, there is that tower actually quite close. And let's get the generals out of harm's way. It will be so annoying if that one guy gets to the city center and when we break the general, we are not actually winning the battle. So are we actually holding over there? Steady, but windied. And you should be charging there as well. Shaken. And the last thing we want to do is actually lose Quintus. .43, still a threat to cavalry, but I think we actually will have this one. And you can actually hold and have another war cry. And then let's have another charge. You go over there. Charge that one. And let's try to boost the morale a bit. Oh. So. Okay, that's it. Ah, we should have killed them all. Oh, because now it means that we need to... Oh, I was scared. I was so scared for the moment. But yeah, Londinium is ours. And we need to have a proper...
Yes, master. On my way.
Manager or governor in there. And I think it's going to be Manius Julius at some point. But most important of all, we can begin to train Hastati. And we can retrain at least some of the units. Well, perhaps we cannot by the rules retrain those. Could we have some a bit better suited governor? At least this guy should do rather okay for the moment. 60%, yeah. And you will be sent to Eburacum and you will be sent here rather soon. So I think before actually finishing this episode, we will make sure that Londinium will be doing okay, and apparently we run out of troops in Tara to recruit, so yeah. So let's move the remaining there, and let's hope we can actually keep Londinium. And perhaps I should have actually built something in here. For instance, those baths. And now we cannot even train anything. Well, that went well. Or then not.
No more moves, sir. Imperator, forward! Moves depleted, sir! General, Imperator. Sir, morning! Aye, aye, Captain! Splitting the troops! Off the boat! Set sail! Imperator, we can't do that, sir!
At your service. Hiding aboard ship. Watching over the troops.
Sir, boarding ship. Set sail!
Moving ashore.
Moving ashore.
Yes, master.
Okay, so the Britons are by no means beaten just yet.
Aye, aye, Captain! Yes, without delay. Moves depleted, sir. General! Waiting to ambush!
Okay, and I think we should... yeah. So we need to still ferry troops across from here.
General!
So, it seems Londinium... And actually, we need to do some tricks before actually beginning to train those troops. So, let's move in this guy.
Forward! Sir!
And you go out and you get a decorated hero.
Sir!
And you will be on the first boat of the island. By the way, Heartless Ruler, why his influence is so bad? Let's check this again. Okay, I guess that's just not enough. And then let's begin to train Hastati. And Londinium is looking really nice at the moment.
Joining the fleet, sir! Orders? Fleet ready! Imperator! Joining the fleet, sir! General! March! Onward!
And I think we can actually get across in the next turn.
Joining the fleet, sir! Aye, aye, Captain! Off the boat!
Okay, Londinium has sewers, I think roads, and then stables will be quite important. So I think we will actually send these guys out. And this one unit of Hastati as well.
Move out! No more moves, sir! Move out!
And we need to divide the army in here.
General, move out. Prepare to ambush. Sir.
So which troops are so slow? So we can begin
Imperator.
the siege of Samarobriva this turn, and we can even hire some mercenaries to help in it. We could actually assault the settlement straight away, so that's rather nice. Let's not actually acquire those quite just yet, but hire the mercenaries. Okay. So, I think we will have a rather flying start for the next mission, or rather next episode. And we could even take Alicia. That's rather nice. So Samarobriva and Alicia will be the next targets. I think we want to wipe out the Britons as fast as we can. At least that seems Germanian area over there. So perhaps they have only these two, because we were hitting them in the back in here. So I hope that we can get to engage the Gauls rather soon, because we really are on a timer, and I don't know how much faster Scipii and Prusia will expand now that they had both third territories and we were not kind of stopping them from expanding northwards, so that will be interesting to see at some point. Perhaps we could send in a diplomat to check things out at the beginning of the next episode. But yeah, I think this is everything for today, so thank you very much for watching. If you like the content, please leave a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Feel free to post comments, give advice, ask questions and so on. And also consider becoming a channel member, so you will have more to say about what you need to test next, and how, or kind of what factors to put into a new challenge campaign, or which campaign to play overall. And some additional nice perks, emojis and so on and so forth. Have a great rest of the day. QualityOldGames out.